Hi students, this is Botany PSR. Today we will discuss a new chapter called Morphology of Flowering Plants. What is morphology? Morphology means study of plant structure and characters. If we study external characters, it is so called external morphology. If we study internal structure, means internal morphology. Okay, right. So what is a plant? What are the parts of the plant body? How many types of systems do you find in a plant body? And what are the regions of root? These points we have to discuss today. Okay, right. Let us see here. This is the plant body, angiosperm plant body. If we pull out the plant or weed, two types of systems do you find. One system that is present below the ground is called root system. The system that is present above the ground is called shoot system. The shoot system contains vegetative organs and reproductive organs. What are the vegetative organs in shoot system? Stem, branches, leaves, buds, etc. What are the reproductive organs? That is flower, fruits, seeds. So, where does this root is developed? From where does this shoot is developed? Look at here, my dear students. This is the embryonal axis. This part is called embryonal axis. Entire part is called embryo. So here two parts are there. This part is so called plumule. This part is so called radicle. So this embryo contains embryonal axis. This embryonal axis contains radicle and plumule. Later, this radicle of the embryo develops into root. This is so called root. Radicle of the embryo develops into root, and the plumule of the embryo develops into shoot. So that is the radicle of the embryo develops into root. How can you remember? R for R. Radicle of the embryo develops into root. Plumule of the embryo develops into shoot. That is shoot system, and this is root system. Root generally grows toward the soil. So that means root is positively geotropism. Root is positively geotropism or negatively phototropism. Geo means earth, soil. So the root grows towards the soil, towards the earth. That's why the root is positively geotropism or opposite to the sunlight. Photo means light. Or this root is positively geotropism or negatively phototropism. Whereas the shoot grows upwards, vertically upwards. Here the sun is present now. So this shoot is positively phototropism or negatively geotropism. So the shoot system grows towards sunlight. Towards sunlight means positively phototropism or negatively geotropism. So few points you have to recall. Shoot system developed from plumule. Root system developed from radicle. Generally the root is positively geotropism or negatively phototropism. The shoot system is positively phototropism or negatively geotropism. Okay. Generally the roots are brown in color. It contains number of lateral roots. Number of lateral roots. Nodes and internodes are absent. Buds are absent in root system. Nodes and internodes are present in shoot system. Buds are present in shoot system. Generally the roots are brown in color, but green colored roots are found in cteniophyllum, that is photosynthetic roots. That is cteniophyllum photosynthetic roots have chlorophyllous tissue. That's why the cteniophyllum roots are green in color. Generally the roots are brown in color. The green colored roots found in cteniophyllum, that is photosynthetic roots. The roots does not contain nodes and internodes. The root system does not contain buds. The shoot system contains nodes and internodes. Shoot system contains buds. What is a node? Let us say this is the plant body. This is the root system. This is the primary root. And these are the lateral roots. This is the shoot system. The shoot system contains stem, leaves, nodes, internodes. What is a node? The part of the stem where the leaf arises is called node. The part of the stem where the leaf arises is called node. So this is node, this is node, this is node. The distance between two successive nodes is called internode. How many internodes means? Number of nodes minus 1 is equal to number of internodes. Let us suppose in this diagram 1, 2, 3. How many nodes are there? 3 nodes are there. And this is also another internode. Number of nodes 3. Number of internodes 2. Number of nodes minus 1 is equal to number of internodes. What is a node? The part of the stem where the leaf arises is called node. And what is an axil? What is an axil means? Let us suppose this is a leaf. Here this is the upper angle. The upper angle between the stem and the leaf, or the angle between the stem and upper surface of leaf. This is so called an axil. The bud which is present in axil, that is so called axillary bud. Which is present at the stem tip, it is so called apical bud or terminal bud. Apical bud or terminal bud. How many types of buds are there? In the axil of leaf, bud is so called axillary bud. At the shoot tip, it is so called apical bud or terminal bud. Now we have to discuss about types of root systems. Types of root systems. How many types of root systems are there? That is, one is called taproot system, and second one is called fibrous root system. Right. What is taproot system? Let us suppose this is the radicle of the embryo. The radicle of the embryo develops into this one is so called primary root. primary root, also called tap root, also called main root, also called mother root. Four names are there. So the radicle of the embryo develops into primary root, tap root, or main root, or mother root. This tap root produces lateral roots in several orders. So these are all second lateral roots. The tap root produces, this is so called secondary root. The tap root producing the roots that are developed from the tap root is so called secondary root. From the secondary root, this is so called tertiary root. So that means the tap root produces several roots, several lateral roots. Okay, the lateral roots are of different kinds. That is, the tap root producing roots are secondary root. The secondary root producing roots are called tertiary roots. Ultimate branches are called rootlets. So the secondary root and tertiary roots together called lateral roots. These lateral roots are in different types: secondary roots, tertiary roots, etc. Ultimate branches of roots are called rootlets. On every type of root, root hairs are present. These root hairs are microscopic in nature. These root hairs are useful to absorb water from the soil. The part of the plant that is useful to absorb water from the soil means root hairs. These root hairs are microscopic, and each root hair is unicellular. Root hairs are unicellular. Now, what is the arrangement of lateral roots? Lateral roots are obliquely arranged. This is the base of the root. This is the terminal part of the root. The base of the root contains somewhat longer lateral roots. The terminal part of the root contains shorter lateral roots. So all the lateral roots are obliquely and acropetal manner. Acropetal means older are at the base and younger are at the tip. This is so called root tip. This is so called root base. This is so called root base. This is so called root tip. The base of the root contains longer lateral roots. The tip of the root contains shorter lateral roots. So that is, all the lateral roots are arranged in acropetal manner. The lateral roots arrangement is obliquely and acropetal manner. Root hairs are also acropetal manner. Okay. So this is about taproot system. This taproot system mostly found in dicots. Taproot system mostly found in dicots. This taproot system never found in monocots. So what is about taproot system means? First of all, the radicle of the embryo develops into taproot. The taproot produces lateral roots in several orders, that is secondary root, tertiary roots, etc. The ultimate branches of roots are called rootlets. Root hairs are smaller in size, microscopic. Those are exogenous. Lateral roots are endogenous. These lateral roots are endogenous. That is, these lateral roots are developed from the inner side of the root. Lateral roots are endogenous because these are developed from pericycle of the root. Root hairs are exogenous. So that is, these lateral roots are endogenous, whereas root hairs are exogenous. Lateral roots are endogenous. Why? Because these lateral roots are developed from pericycle of the root. Root hairs are exogenous, that is from peripheral part of the root. From inside they are developed. Endo means inside, exo means outside. As lateral roots are developed from inner side of the root, those lateral roots are so called endogenous in origin. What is the reason? These lateral roots are developed from pericycle of the root. Root hairs are exogenous in origin because these are developed from epidermis of the root. Okay, the radicle is long-lived. Radicle is long-lived. This taproot system mostly found in dicots, never found in monocots. Next, another type of root system, fibrous root system. Fibrous root system means, let us suppose, first of all, from the radicle of the embryo, taproot is developed. After some time, this taproot is degenerated. Taproot is degenerated. That is, radicle is short-lived. Radicle is short-lived, or taproot is short-lived. And this is considered as the base of the stem. From the base of the stem, many slender, identical lateral roots are developed. So the taproot is degenerated, and from the base of the stem, many slender, identical lateral roots are developed from the base of the stem. Okay, so these are lateral roots. These are considered as lateral roots from the. So actually, these are nothing but secondary roots. Here there is no taproot. So these are secondary root. Secondary root produces tertiary roots like that, like this. So that is, here taproot is short-lived. That is, radicle is short-lived. So as here, where do these lateral roots are developed means, that is from the base of the stem. From the base of the stem, that is other than radicle. So that is the root system that is developed from any part of the plant other than radicle and appear as cluster and appear as fibers. That is so called fibrous root system. What is fibrous root system means? Those root systems should appear in cluster, group of fibers, cluster of fibers or group of fibers, bunch of fibers. Then only have to say fibrous root system. Okay. So the root system that is developed from other than radicle and appear as cluster of fibers, that type of root system is so called fibrous root system. Now these lateral roots appear as cluster of fibers. That's why it is so called fibrous root system. So what are the differences between taproot system and fibrous root system? This fibrous root system mostly found in monocots. Mostly in monocots. Example, that is wheat. This taproot system mostly found in dicots. Mostly dicots. Example, that is brassica. Brassica means mustard. Right. Few differences. The root system that is developed from the radicle is called taproot system. Other than radicle and appear as fibrous is called fibrous root system. Here radicle is long-lived. Here in fibrous root system, radicle is short-lived. Here lateral roots are obliquely and acropetal manner. Lateral roots are arranged in obliquely and acropetal manner. Here, in fibrous root system, all the lateral roots are almost identical in size, no acropetal arrangement. This taproot system generally found in most of the dicots. Example, mustard. This fibrous root system mostly found in monocots. Example, wheat. So that is what is fibrous root system means? The root system that is developed other than radicle and appear as other than radical means here this is the stem, no, this is the base of the stem. Other than radical means here all these lateral roots are developed from base of the stem. Other than radical, that is from the base of the stem and appear as cluster of fibers, group of fibers, bunch of fibers. That type of root system is called fibrous root system. Fibrous root system generally found in monocots, never found in dicots. Taproot system means the root system that is developed from the radicle is called taproot system, generally found in dicots, never found in monocots. Simply try to remember the root system that is developed from the radicle is called taproot system. Fibrous root system other than radicle, that is from the base of the stem and appear as cluster of fibers, that is so called fibrous root system. And another type is there, that is adventitious roots. What are adventitious roots? That is other than radical. What is fibrous root system means? Other than radical, that is base of stem. Other than radical, that is from the base of the stem and appear as cluster of fibers. So, fibrous root system developed from other than radicle only, that is from which part? Base of the stem, and appear as fibers only, it is so called fibrous root system. Other than radicle is called, that is not in the form of fibers individually. So, the roots that are developed other than radical are called adventitious roots. That is examples, that is generally monocots. Example, grasses. Generally grasses. This is also grasses now. Next, and few dicots like that is banyan and monstera. Dicots like banyan tree and monstera. These two are dicots. So, fibrous root system is one kind of adventitious roots. Fibrous root system is one kind of adventitious root system. Fibrous root system is one kind of adventitious root system. Now, if you observe the banyan tree means so from the branches these roots are developed. These are not called prop roots. These prop roots are nothing but adventitious roots. These are not fibrous. So, the roots that are developed from other than radicle means from the branches. So, this is the example of both banyan tree and monstera. the advantage, that is, these are developed from other than radicle. That is, from in these two plants, from the branches of the tree, those adventitious roots are developed. Actually, those roots are so called prop roots. So, the adventitious roots are found both in dicots and monocots, generally in monocots, and also found in few dicots like banyan tree and monstera. So, fibrous roots is one kind of adventitious root system. Now, here adventitious roots are not fibrous roots, but fibrous roots are a type of adventitious root system. So, all fibrous roots are adventitious roots, but all adventitious roots are not fibrous roots. So, that means all fibrous roots are adventitious roots, but all adventitious roots are not fibrous roots. See, if you observe that one means in banyan tree, monstera, those are considered as adventitious roots, but not fibrous roots. So, all adventitious roots are not fibrous roots. All adventitious roots are not fibrous roots. Here, these are the fibrous roots. Fibrous roots means appear in cluster, but other than radicle, they are developed. Other than radicle means from which part? Base of the stem. That point you have to remember. So, that means the root system that is developed, try to recall all these 3 points. The root system that is developed from the radicle is called taproot system. The root system that is developed from the radicle, that is from the base of the stem and appear as cluster of fibers, it is so called fibrous root system. The root system that is developed from other than radicle is called adventitious roots. Okay, these adventitious roots found in both monocots and dicots. Fibrous root system found mostly in monocots. This taproot system found mostly in dicots. Dicots example brassica. And at the tip of every root, root cap is present. And some plants, root pockets are present. What are the differences between root cap and root pockets? Root cap means it is a tight fitting structure. It is a loose fitting structure. Tight fitting structure is root cap. Loose fitting structure is root pockets. It can be regenerated. It cannot be regenerated if lost. Root cap can be regenerated if lost. Why? Because there the meristematic cells are present. So, which one can be regenerated if lost? Root cap. Cannot be regenerated if lost means root pockets. This root cap found in majority of plants. Here example, aquatic plants like Pistia and Eichhornia. Root pockets found in Pistia, Eichhornia. If root pockets are lost means, they are damaged means, they are removed means, can they be regenerated? No. Why? Those are not meristematic. Okay? So, what are the parts of the plant body means? The system that grows below the soil level is called root system, above the soil level is called shoot system. The root system is positively geotrophic or negatively phototrophic. Shoot system is positively phototrophic or negatively geotrophic. Next, shoot system is developed from plumule. Root system is developed from radicle. How many types of root systems are there? Taproot and fibrous root system. Taproot means The root system that is developed from radicle of the embryo is called taproot system. Other than radicle, that is from the base of the stem and appear as cluster of fibers. If cluster of fibers only is there, then only you have to say fibrous. If there is no cluster, means you have to say adventitious. Try to concentrate these two differences. Other than radicle and appear as cluster of fibers means fibrous. Other than radical means you have to say adventitious. Okay? So please note down all these points, my dear students. Now look at here, my dear students. Let me explain regions of root. What are the regions of root? That means this is the base of the root, this is the tip of the root tip. That is from tip to the base, root cap, meristematic zone, elongation zone, maturation zone. How many parts are there? Root cap, meristematic zone, elongation zone, maturation zone. These are the 4 parts in regions of root. First one, root cap. Where do you find the root cap? This is the root tip, no? The root tip is covered by thimble-like structure. Thimble means cap-like structure. The root tip is covered by thimble-like structure or cap-like structure is called root cap. Root cap is also called calyptra. Root cap is also called calyptra. This root cap or calyptra is formed from a meristematic region called calyptrogen. This root cap or calyptra is formed from meristematic tissue called calyptrogen. What is that? Calyptrogen. Root cap or calyptra from calyptrogen. Generally, single root cap is present, but multiple root cap or largest root cap in which plant means pandanus. Pandanus is commonly called screw pine. That means, let us suppose this is the root cap, means number of sheaths are, multiple sheaths are there. Generally single root cap, no, multiple, that is largest root cap with multiple sheaths. So multiple root cap or largest root cap found in pandanus. Pandanus commonly called screw pine. What the purpose of root cap means? That is protecting the root cap, that is protection, and easy penetration of root into the soil. One is protection, second one is easy penetration of root into the soil. That is about root cap. Next, a few millimeters present above the root cap is called meristematic zone. Meristem, what does it mean? Meristem. Meristematic zone means cells divide. Cells constantly divide. Cells constantly cells constantly divide. Meristem means cells continuously divide, that is so called meristem. So meristematic zone contain meristematic cells which undergo repeated cell division. These cells are very small. Cells are very small, thin walled, and with dense cytoplasm. Here cell division occurs. That's why it is considered as main growing region of root. Main growing region of root is very, very important. Which one is considered as main growing region of root? Meristematic zone. Meristematic zone means cells like this. Primary in nature. Primary in nature means only primary cell wall is present. Cells are very small, thin walled, primary in nature, and have abundant plasmodesmatal connections. So cells constantly divide. Which region is responsible for growing region of root means meristematic zone, meristematic activity zone or meristematic zone. Why? Because cells undergo constantly division occurs. That is about meristematic zone. Next, a few millimeters above the meristematic zone is called elongation zone. Elongation characteristics means that is this is the proximal means towards base. Elongation zone is proximal to meristematic zone. Which zone is present? Proximal. Proximal means basal. Which zone is proximal to meristematic zone? Elongation zone. What are the characteristics of elongation zone? That is increased vacuolation, cell enlargement, and new cell wall deposition. New cell wall deposition are the characteristics of elongation zone. That is, inside the cell, number of vacuoles may be increased. That is so-called increased vacuolation, cell enlarges in its size, and new cell wall deposition are the characteristics of elongation zone. This would be called as which region is responsible for growth of root in length, responsible for root in length. So which region is responsible for growing region of root means that is meristematic zone. Which zone is responsible for increasing the root means root in length means that is elongation zone. Elongation zone means that is responsible for increase the root length, responsible for increase of root in length. Okay, so that is very, very important. Next, maturation zone. Maturation zone means that is cells become mature. This zone is present proximal to elongation zone. That is, this maturation zone is present proximal to elongation zone. Next, this zone is responsible for origin of root hairs. Here, these are the root hairs. Where do you find these root hairs means? This is the maturation zone. So, origin of root hairs. In that region also, that is, lateral roots are developed. So, origin of root hairs, origin of lateral roots. What the function of root hairs means? Root hairs are useful to absorb water from the soil. Root hairs are useful to absorb water from the soil. So, a few points. The root, what about root cap or calyptra means? The root tip is covered and protected by thimble-like structure called root cap, also called calyptra. This root cap is formed from a meristematic zone called calyptrogen. Generally, single root cap is present, but multiple root cap are the largest root cap with multiple sheaths found in pandanus or screw pine. Next, meristematic zone. Meristematic zone means meristem means cells constantly divide. The zone that is proximal means you have to go like this. Distal means you have to go like this. This is the base of the root. This is the root tip. Meristematic zone is present proximal to root cap. Cells constantly divide. Cells are very small, thin, primary in nature and with dense cytoplasm. It is the main growing region of root. Next, elongation zone. It is present above the meristematic zone. That is proximal to meristematic zone is elongation zone. Next, what are the characteristics means? Increased vacuolation, cell enlargement and new cell wall deposition are the characteristics of elongation. Next, it is responsible for increase of root in length. Maturation zone. It is proximal to elongation zone. Next, cells become mature. In this zone only, root hairs are originated. In maturation zone. Lateral roots are originated in maturation zone. Lateral roots are endogenous in origin. Because these are derived from inner side of the root, that is pericycle. Root hairs are exogenous in origin because these are derived from peripheral part of the root called epidermis. So, root hairs are developed from epidermis of the root. That's why root hairs are exogenous. Root hairs are unicellular. Don't say multicellular. These root hairs are useful to absorb water from the soil by a process called osmosis. Right. If they ask like this means, that is first one, root cap zone. Later, meristematic zone. Root cap zone, meristematic zone. Next one, elongation zone, and finally maturation zone. Like this means root cap zone, meristematic zone, elongation zone and maturation zone means this is from base to the tip or tip to the base. Root cap tip no, so that is from tip to base, of root, or from distal means terminal, from distal to proximal, proximal means basal, and from if they are like this means maturation zone, elongation zone, meristematic zone, root cap, that is from base of the root, that is from base of root to root tip, base of the root to root tip, base of the root to root tip, or maturation zone means proximal, or from proximal to distal. So, in sometimes they will ask separately, root hairs maturation zone, they will give separately means if here is the presence of root hairs means the remaining part is called maturation zone. Actually, root hairs are found in maturation zone only. This above the root hairs is nothing but maturation zone only. If root hair and maturation zone separately given means you have to write root cap, meristematic zone, elongation zone, root hair zone, maturation zone. If separately given, if separately not given means those root hairs are present in maturation zone only. Okay. So, from tip to the base means root cap, meristematic zone, elongation zone, maturation zone. If root hairs and maturation zone are separately given means root cap, meristematic zone, elongation zone, root hair zone, maturation zone. That is beyond this, above the root hairs, maturation zone is present. Okay, this from the actually this maturation, from this maturation zone only root hairs are developed. Sometimes they will ask separately. If separately asked means lower part can be considered as root hairs and above part can be considered as maturation zone. Like that you have to take. Okay. So please note down all these points, my dear students, and we will meet in the next class.